Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Bob Randall and Company live preview show from Monday. This is episode 5, season 2, March 6, 2023. And in the house today, we have Randall Santa Checker Lee.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to TGIM. Thank God it's Monday, everybody. Wonderful Monday. Welcome, everyone. So many good things going on today. Can't believe it's March.
Yes, it's here. This year, we say this all the time, but really, I mean, this year is flying by like crazy. I guess you stay busy, though. Time does have a way of doing that. So,
That is for
absolutely.
sure.
So, how's the weather up where you're at today?
Actually, we had Friday night into Saturday morning. We here where I live, we had 10.5 inches of snow. We had huge lightning and thunder. Yes, lightning and thunder. I mean, it lit up the sky like it was the middle of the day. There was so much lightning. It was crazy to have that much thunder and lightning when it's snowing outside. I'm out there shoveling and just get the daylight scared out of me going, and you see that?
Yep.
Oh man, it was crazy. So, but since then, yesterday it got to 51 degrees. So a lot of it melted, and today isn't bad, but man, it's crazy here. Like the old saying they say in Michigan, wait 5 minutes, it'll change. And that's the God's honest truth.
I think it applies to a lot of folks east of the Rockies. I know here in Texas, we use that same saying because it really changes quick and fast here, and one day extreme to the next day extreme. But one thing for certain, Randy, you do not expect thunder
No,
when it's snowing.
no,
That's
and
that's a
lightning,
rare
no,
event.
no.
Doesn't happen that often, and when you're not expecting it, it can scare the fiddles out of you.
I mean, it's called thunder snow, which I've never even
Thunder
heard
snow.
that word before, thunder snow. But I tell you, it was shocking. I mean,
I hate to see you out there getting with it in that thing, and you jump 10 feet high.
man, it was. If I could have, I would have. If I was able to, I'd have gone that. Man, it was just. I mean, and besides the lightning, I mean, literally, like somebody did a flash bulb, just boom, enormous flash bulb, just that bright. It, I mean, it was like 3 times it happened while I was shoveling. I mean, I guess it happened a little more after, but I was being outside. Is like, I'll be glad when this is done. Be glad when this is done. So
And like I said, you just don't expect that. So, real quick, let's say hi to everyone that's joining us today. We got AJ. Hello, AJ. Jackie Chamberlain, Bart Gaffney. It looks like Santa Kevin's made it into today. Ben Bellhorn, Eric and Moesha. Oh, how was last Tuesday night show? Was that phenomenal? I mean, we have been so blessed with great
hey,
guests.
Jeff.
Season 1, season 2 was even better. Season 3, everybody's kind of caught their stride and, just can't say enough good things. Hello, Jeff Roulette.
Jeff,
Got Jeff
Ben,
in
Nathan,
today.
great to see Nathan.
Nathan,
Ben.
they're coming in as quick here. I can't keep up with them all. Of course, I have to look over my other computer over here to see because I've got it pulled up with Facebook, so I can actually see who the Facebook users are, which is a way to work around what we have here in StreamYard.
You want to address that?
All right, let's see here. You know
Right
what?
away. We have a question right there.
Okay, what's that?
It's on your screen over there.
We have not launched it live on YouTube yet, Ben. That is something that we are and need to do. We should have already done it. Matter of fact, I was doing some research on that this week. And the cool part is what's kept us from doing that in the past was, and I'll try to keep this short. You know me, though, I don't keep anything too short. But when we were broadcasting on both Santa and the Business of Being Santa homepage and the Tuesday Night Live show page, we were having troubles with the comments blending. And it was creating such a hassle on the backside of everything that we decided to just broadcast strictly through the Tuesday Night Live show Facebook page. The cool part is YouTube now blends their comments into StreamYard, and the difference will be as we look at our comment section over here to the right of our screen, Randy, Angela, and myself, it shows who's commenting, what time they comment, what their comment is, and to the left-hand side, it has the little round blue dot with the F in it. And so therefore, when YouTube has started blending theirs now, there will be a way to differentiate between the two because it will show the little YouTube logo. So that is something that we need to do. And thank you for asking that question. It's a great question. All right, Randy. Gosh, I had a big lunch, but I always like seeing that burger. You ready?
Oh yeah.
All right, guys. Randy's going to start us off here. So, Randy, take it from here.
All righty, guys. The first, it's, I'm sorry. Okay. Actually, both questions you can please answer at this kind of the same time. The first one is, what surprised you the most your first year at Santa? Like, what was like, oh my goodness, I never thought this would have happened. What surprised you the most your first year as Santa, and what still, after all these years of being Santa or Mrs. Claus, what still surprises you? Just curious, what surprised you the most your first year as Santa or Mrs. Claus, and what, oh my goodness, still surprises you now after 5, 10, 2 years, 25, 50 years of being Santa? I'm curious. There's a lot of things that still surprise me. Some of the things are the questions and what the children want. Probably the things that get me the most.
I tell you, for me, man, I think my first year, it was the very first event I did was for 40 or so preschool children. It was a study group. And I was surprised at how they come flying up the stairs to the upper level where I was at and bull rushed me and knocked me back in the chair. That I didn't expect. I don't know why I didn't see that coming, but I did not. And you know what still surprises me right now is how when I get in groups, the children want to bull rush you and knock you back.
And they are. They're so excited. I mean, they just
They
want to. I
are.
mean, and it's scary sometimes. Sometimes there's something that they can do a little trip and they fall. Oh no! I mean, there's one place I do a big box store and they have even though it's a yellow strip to highlight to where it is. Boom! There's so many because they run up and they trip on it. But yeah, that's we got some good goodies coming in. But yeah, the first year is always maybe everything surprises you the first year sometimes. But I know we got some comments coming here.
Yeah, AJ says, well, let's pick up Santa Kevin's here first because she's got it on the screen. Parents forcing crying kiddos onto Santa's lap. That is a big one.
Big one.
That one, I think that is something that probably 99.9% of us Santas really hate. I mean, it rips my heart out. Number one, number two, I cannot believe that parents want to. I mean, I understand that they're excited they want to get that picture with Santa, but man, I
Uh,
mean, there's those guys. They don't, they're scared. They're scared.
I'll never
Mhm.
forget. I mean, there's been a couple dads that have said this line. You're up there and the child maybe a year and a half old or something like that or whatever, and they're just crying like crazy, don't want a thing. And dad goes, "Last year you weren't like that." And I'm going, Dad, how old was she last year? Oh, 6 months. Well, that's why she was 4, 5, 6 months. You didn't know what was going on. I mean, sometimes and I'll go one more time. What still surprises me are the parents. Sometimes it surprises me more about some of the things, or they won't get a picture. No, I don't want to get a picture, but the child has to. But so those things probably are the things that surprise me still. We have some other great comments too. I see the first year kids that should have recognized me. That
Only saw Santa first
wait, oh,
year,
sorry about that.
and that's comments from Bart.
Mhm.
First year surprises the kids that should have recognized him, someone who probably knew him, but only saw Santa, which is, that's another great point. Absolutely. Real quick, an experience that I had, it was probably my third, maybe my fourth year in a chair. I had a woman that wanted a crying baby picture. And I think I've told this before on this show or on the Tuesday show, but she stood there, a toddler, and pinched that poor baby till it was blood red on its legs multiple times, trying to get
No.
it to cry. And I finally, and I know you're not supposed to do this, and I knew I was stepping out of bounds, but I told the lady, please don't do that anymore. I'm done. I
I
wasn't
mean,
going to stand there and let that woman abuse that baby, even though it's her baby. That's just not right.
no, no.
Okay, so AJ says, when kids saw my Santa belt that I had custom made for me, and kids love it. That's a good one.
Good one.
Ben said the adults that are true believers. Another great comment.
And I see something about ladies that want to sit on Santa, older ladies that want to sit on Santa's lap. Is that a new surprise or an old surprise, or a still surprise? I didn't
And
expect.
that was Bart that put that up. We're getting Facebook user in our StreamYard here, but I look over here and that was Bart's comment.
Okay, Nathan.
Jackie says, "How excited the adults were to see me. Still love visiting with adults. Absolutely. Adults are as much fun as children, especially when they're children at heart." All right, so Nathan's got a long one here. I didn't expect everyone to become a child as soon as Santa walks in. I did a school event, had a classroom. The teacher melted by the fact that Santa was there. I had her as a teacher 28 years ago, and she had no idea who I was in the
Oh
suit.
man.
That's one to remember there for sure.
Yeah, that's a good memory. And it really is wonderful that some parents or some adults can step back and really just enjoy Santa and not like remember work all the time, not remember the kids all the time, not remember the bills all the time. I mean, that's what she did. She just, oh, it's Santa, and just forgot about everything. That's great, Nathan. That's a nice thing to that
Yeah, it's a
is
great feeling to know that Santa takes you back to your childhood. Also, Jeff says how excited the kids are and the elderly light up when you approach them. You know, and that's another one. I mean, I had the privilege of a 99, 98, and 97-year-old sisters come to see me. It was the 99-year-old's birthday, and oh my goodness, they were as enthusiastic as any, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10-year-old child that I had ever visited with. You know, Randy, you mentioned the crying or the baby not smiling at 6 months opposed to the following year. We always say there's that 1 to 3, maybe 1 to 5. Sometimes you run into it a
mhm.
little bit longer. But 1 to 3, you're always going to have that child. At least the biggest majority of them are scared of Santa. They start to cry. It's when I always say that as a toddler, your brain doesn't connect to fear so much, but once you turn, it's kind of like a plateau. You hit that one, and that brain connects, and from that point forward, at least for the next year or two, you can and will be scared of Santa. So
Yeah, I mean, you think about it. It's a very large character. You've got all this hair, all the beard, this bright red suit. I mean, it is, and you're always taught stranger danger and everything else, and all of a sudden here, sit on his lap and smile. It's kind of an odd thing. Don't go to strangers, don't talk to strangers, don't get in the car with strangers. But here's a stranger sitting on his lap and smile. So
I
I mean,
always have to remind the parents of that. I say, that's there for a reason. The good Lord puts that there because that's when they start to crawl or walk.
yeah,
If they weren't scared, they didn't scream, they didn't cry, they didn't kick and holler.
safe.
Anybody could walk up and walk away with them. That's called stranger danger. And you got to
Mhm.
admit, when a child only sees this once a year, it's pretty strange.
I look at
All
it
right,
daily
hey,
and I think
Jenny
it's pretty
Lynn.
strange.
What's that, Randy?
I look at it daily and I think it's pretty strange.
Yeah. Hey, bunch of weird old guys and women. Hello, Jenny Lynn.
Hi, Jenny again.
All right, I think comments have slowed down and quit coming in. So let's go ahead and move on to this next segment. When it comes to pulling the trigger for a brand new custom suit and with so many different materials, which material would you prefer it to be made out of, or will you choose for your next suit? It's kind of two-sided. If you're new and you're buying your first suit, and or if you're buying your fourth or fifth suit. Of course, we have the cola without the fur. We have the traditional with and without embellishment. With fur. Just kind of throw your thoughts in there. If you've thought about what your next suit, if you wanted to buy a new suit, what material would you think that you would want to go? Because there's a lot of different types of materials that you can use. Even the inside, of course, most of them are satin on the inside, but some guys are going with cloth with the map of the world. Some really cool, linings that are being put into some of the coats and suits now. And we're talking about the parade coat there. We're talking about the linings. Because, of course, with your other coats, you're buttoned up and you don't see the inside so much.
Yeah, I mean, you're exactly what Jenny said. What is your need? I guess that's what you need is what you're looking for. I guess I
Yeah.
would probably, I mean, I definitely love the look of a wool. I would make sure that the fur is detachable.
Yes.
I would make sure that's detachable for an idea. I seen a suit that had almost like a mesh inside, not the satin, not the cloth, but a mesh inside, which makes it more breathable. Even with the wool, I think it would be a great idea.
If I'm not mistaken, Randy, that was Rex and Darlene's creation. That was
Okay.
something that Darlene came up with for a cooling factor, allowed to breathe. And of course, cashmere wool. Cashmere is a more expensive wool. A lot of guys are starting to go with that if they can afford the upgrade on the wool. I've got just a regular pair of wool trousers that I had made just to wear with a vest and shirt. And you wouldn't think that wool would be cool, but it really does breathe well. I was surprised. My favorite material that I've gotten now is corduroy. I have two pair of corduroy knickers that I had made, and lightest, coolest, and really wears well.
Huh. Is it like a small corduroy, like a small stripe?
Yeah. It's a new style. It's back in the day in the '60s and '70s, there was
Yeah.
corduroy out, but it's a heavy,
Yeah.
hot blend, and it didn't crush well. When I say crush well, when you rubbed it one way or the other, it
Uh,
didn't hold that look. Where the new materials that they've got out now in the corduroy are fantastic. Uh, Chrissy Kovic's actually the one that made those for me over at Costume Magic, and
wow.
that's something that she's come up with, and I was excited. She debuted it at the Sat Bob School a couple of years ago, and I had to have a couple of pair of knickers made out of it.
Wow. Wow. That's really cool.
Okay, that let's see here. I got to back up here on my comments just a second. See who this is. Oh, that's Bart, of course. I should have known. Great surprise bumping into the elderly Mrs. Claus at a grocery store that called visited our family 30 years ago after our house fire with Santa deceased. I was at a bell ringing at Santa at that store in the Salvation Army at the time of our reunion. That's a great little memory too, Bart.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, what
Yes,
Jenny
Jenny
Lynn
Lynn,
has is,
another
oh, sorry.
great comment. Go ahead.
Yeah, Jenny Liz about pockets. Pockets,
Yeah.
pockets, and more pockets. Inside your coat pocket, outside pockets, side pockets, pant pockets, back pockets. Spend the money on having pockets.
Yeah, originally a lot of guys in the old days didn't like to have too many pockets. They didn't want stuff bulging in their trousers or pants or whatever, Santa pants. But I've got to have two pockets. It's just a must for me. If the pockets are made right and they're deep pockets, always remember too, guys, you do better off with deep pockets. They just lay better inside the suit, and it gives you more room to kind of conceal things if you need to. Things like wallets or anything that's really heavy, cell phones. You can always turn your sound down to vibrate or whatever. Put that inside your coat jacket. That's another good tip. Okay. I think
Very
we've
good.
covered that pretty well. Thank you everyone for participating in today's something burger, our hot topic segment for the day. All right, Randy, are you ready to go ahead and let's move along to our trivia?
Yeah,
We'll
yeah.
be right back after this.
Hey everyone, Elf Angela Mack here for Bob, Randyl, and Company Live. The show about nothing. Bob, Randyl, and Company Live is brought to you by Santa's Closet. Santa's Closet has been delivering unique, value-packed Santa and Mrs. Claus accessories since 2004. Santa's Closet's main goal is to provide both a superior customer experience with tremendous value for their customers. Santa's Closet brings more than 400 separate products to the Claus community at a reasonable price. Santa's Closet is under new ownership. Let's welcome Santa Wade and Scarlett Kaufman of Tennessee, whom will continue the tradition of bringing you products of unparalleled quality and design. Don't forget to visit their sites at santascloset.org and support their efforts of bringing quality products to the community. This is Angela Mack reminding you to catch our show every Monday at 3 p.m. Central. Thanks for watching. Now let's get back to Bob, Randyl, and Company Live and today's Monday Santa's Closet Trivia.
Well, Randy, with the question that we had last week, I got to thinking, well, let's see if we can dig a little bit deeper on some more of this kind of stuff and see what we got. So go ahead and jump in there with the trivia question for today.
Actually, I'm going to say something just before the trivia question. Since trivia question has to do with Tennessee, I know we didn't have time to talk about this just before the show, Bob, but I just want to let everybody know that one of our brothers in red that lives in Oak Hickory, Tennessee, is
Yes,
just went in the hospital.
suburbs of Nashville.
Yeah, Glenn Wright. So just keep him in your prayers, him and Penny. But since we're talking about Tennessee here in just a moment, I definitely thought a good time to bring up Glenn, and he's in a hospice. So to send prayers to our brother in red.
Like I said, we didn't have time to talk about this beforehand, but this question came to mind when I was thinking about Glenn. Glenn had wrote me about a week ago and shared the news with me, and Gordon at the same time, and really set back by it. It's a tough one to take, and we just hope that him and Penny, continue to share every moment they've got at this point, and the Lord be with them.
Send prayers, folks. So like I said, we're going to talk about Tennessee. This is actually in Middle Tennessee, in Cumberland Plateau, received the highest total storm snowfall that has ever been measured in Tennessee. Now, what city was it? What year was it? And the snow total. In Cumberland Plateau received the highest storm total of snowfall measured in Tennessee. Tennessee. That's Nashville. That still should be sunshine and blue skies, singing for Nashville stuff. But what city was it? What year was it? And how much snow? I'm glad it's not going to be the 86 inches you told me last week that Michigan had that one time.
That was
a lot. It bothered me to think that I was yelling about 10.5 inches on Saturday. That was nothing.
Oh my goodness. Oh, and while you guys are searching that, I'm going to go ahead and pick up a couple of comments that have popped in here from the previous question. Eric and Moesha say cashmere wool. That was their answer. Jenny Lynn also put up that wool does not wrinkle. That's another good point. And we want to say hi to Kimmy Claus. She dropped in to join us today. Good to have you, Kimmy.
Hi, Kimmy. Long time no talk. What about 5 hours, 4 hours, 3 hours, whatever it's been. You too, Jenny. What is it, about an hour and a half, Jenny?
All right, guys. So get your answers in, and we will reveal the answer to that. There's 3 answers there. We're looking for the city, the year, and how much snow total it was. All right. We'll be right back. All right, this just into the studio, hot off the wire. Elpin Chatterbox News is reporting at this hour that on March 13th, that's excuse me. The comments jumped just as I started reading them. Let me go back and start over with this. And if you guys could share, which we are doing here, Ohio Sanders is hosting Tim Conahan March 25th and 26th. We have about 4 spots left in the class, Ben Bellhorn says. For information, visit www.ohiosandals.com/Tim, Tim. All right, Ben. Sorry to mess that up, man. Okay, so let's get on to what we have here. Spangle isn't home. Everyone knows he's been out on the road for, 3 or 4 weeks now. He will be back on the road this week, bringing his 40-foot mobile StuffForSanta.com store to Garland, Texas. This will be at our Sat Bob's Garland School. Everyone is invited to come over and shop, even if you attend the school or not. The store will be open. The trailer will be open whenever you come over. You need to go out and shop. He'll go out and open it up for you, and it'll be open at various times along the weekend. Sat Bob's is a 2-day, 10th annual Garland, Texas class this weekend, March 11th and 12th. We have extended that early bird discount, 300 singles, $425 for couples. That's a $75 savings. And if you attend the Sat Bob's class this weekend, Spangle is throwing in an extended bonus for $100 off to School of Santas in July. That way you can save on both schools and attend both of them if you wish. School of Santas has 2 weekends to choose from: July 13th and 16th, July 20th and 23rd. and that's getting close to the first one's, I think, right out of sellout, and the second one is at least 30% filled at this point. So that's coming along really well. Still got a few months to go, but if you're going, make your plans and get your payments in. All right, Randy, anything else you got to add to any of that?
No, that's, I mean, just really, schools, everybody knows schools are just, I mean, especially to go to School of Santa. I mean, it's just a party from day one to day end, besides learn a lot. In Tim's classes, wow. I mean, he was the original. So, I mean,
Yes.
and we all know that any class you go to, you're going to learn something. And it's not just during the class, it's that camaraderie and fellowship that you do every night when you're sitting around the hotel lobby or you're hanging out wherever at dinner, telling stories and interacting with each other. Oh my gosh, that's priceless. That's priceless to get together for a school. But the stuff you learn, and like I said, besides, Spangle puts everything into his things for entertainment and fun and food. I mean, everything is paid for. I mean, that's, you get so many meals and all that. So, and Tim, like I said, Tim is the original. I mean, so don't miss him. I mean, it's worth it for our craft.
Yeah, for me and my wife, we had started off our first year, thought we knew enough to go out and do, I think we did like 7 or 8 events that first year. But man, there was times when I really felt lost. I didn't feel like I knew what I was doing, in the sense of the big picture of things. Came home, started doing some research. Didn't know there were schools out there. Found Tim's school was going to be in Houston that year, and we went down, took his class. Very large class. Unbelievable how I walked out of there with the confidence, the tools, and just knowing that I had prepared myself and was able to go out and do such a better job that next year. And really owe a lot to Tim. Tim's always been such a great friend to all of us.
You know, I mean, besides knowledge and the stuff he has done. I mean, tutorials with Tots and the praise, and I mean, his just listening to him and hearing those stories are like riveting. They really are. It's like there's he's passed on, a gentleman named Mark Wilson, who's a famous magician back. I mean, he started television magic, and it's like I just sit and listen to him, not about teaching me magic, just about stuff he's done, and it's like, wow, that's so cool. It's just, I mean, and that's kind of Tim too. It's amazing. Besides the knowledge, it's just, so don't miss him. Don't miss him. I mean, it's worth every penny, every penny. And come on, you get to hang out with other brothers and sisters in red. What more fun than that?
Yeah,
Okay.
you get to share the experience that they have, the experiences that they can share with you. But look at what Tim has experienced in his career of doing it over 50 years total, and all, like you said, all his stories. I mean, he has an answer for everything. He basically does. Okay, let's go on and preview Tuesday Night Live upcoming guests and shows. Randy, I'm going to turn it over to you and let you go through this fabulous list that we're starting to compile.
Man, you're not kidding. What a list. What a list. Like I wrote down an incredible start to the year. I mean, bam, bam, bam. Of course, last Tuesday, Moesha, Eric, man, I just love those smiles. We got to move on. Sorry.
I don't want to make their heads swell too much, but it is the number one viewed show out of the 3 seasons that we have so far on Facebook.
Man. So tomorrow night, March 7th is Larry Talbert, covering the entertainers, insurance and all that kind of stuff. We know that's necessity. We know we have to have our backstory. We know we have to have our suits. We know we have to have whatever our character is going to do. But we also have to know about insurance, entertainers insurance. That is the business part of it. That is the business. Besides, he's going to talk about some really cool new magic props. Yeah. I know I'm extra magic, but he's got some great things he's going to be able to show you there. Larry's got a big list of great things that help you, because we all know, and I'm going to say it again, that Santa is the most magical character anywhere. I mean, Santa can do anything. So when it takes a magic trick to emphasize how magical Santa is without being a magician, Larry's got a great list of stuff. So don't miss it tomorrow night already. That's March 7th, tomorrow night on Tuesday Night Live. Then next week, the one and the only Nationwide Santa, Gina Bacon. Man, Gina, if you don't know Gina, get to know her. She is one great lady. She has been in the entertainment business as it is for many years. Met Gordon Bailey many years ago. She's done anywhere from clowning to like Marilyn Monroe. She's done all types of characters, so she knows about the entertainment business. And besides running nationwide Santas for a big box store, she is a very fair, very good lady. Don't miss Gina. You hook up with her. Gina's I years ago. In fact, my first thing with Gina, I live in Michigan, but she shipped me out to Utica, New York, to do Santa at a big box store for 3 weeks. She gave me a shot, and I've known her ever since 2014 or 15, whatever it was. So, yeah. So it's watch Gina. It's very good. And then Lauren Jensen, he's a Michigan guy here about his Santa shed. Lauren has taken years to build this shed. So he kind of runs his own business, his own bookings, his own everything else on a Santa shed. He designed it on the inside. Him and actually Jeff McMullen, which will be on the following week, they kind of collaborated together to make a Santa shed. And I think it's something that's very something I think a lot of Santas could do if you like to book your own things, and you basically can run your own hours and everything else. But it's Lauren's a great Santa. He's been to a lot of schools all around W.C. Howard and a lot of other schools. So Lauren is a very talented Santa and just a great guy. That's on the 21st of March. 21st of March already. And then March 28th is good old Charlie Johnson, another Michigan guy. Sorry, guys, I'm getting us Michigan guys here together. Charlie will tell you some phenomenal things from Northern Michigan and maps and everything else. Charlie's helped out at a bunch of different schools, and besides a great Santa. And again, you got to ask him about the subway ad, the yellow sub ad. I know it's ridiculous, but Charlie's got a great sense of humor, and besides being a great Santa, you'll love Charlie. He's got some great stories. I mean, like I said, and he comes from a Northern Michigan town, a small town, but he still works a lot, which I think is a cool thing. A small Northern Michigan town. So that's on the 28th of March. Then we get into, April already. April, we got kind of a semi-new Santa, Ben Bellhorn. Yeah, Ben, I'm glad you said yes, buddy. Ben is basically a new Santa. He's got so much to offer. He's been to a bunch of schools. He's done a lot when it comes to Ohio Santas. He's really bust onto the scene and looks great. So you've got to, like Rex said, the new guys, man, they've got so much to offer too. And that's out you too, Nathan. I see you there, buddy. You guys got so much to offer. Seasoned Santas that have been around 10, 20, 30, 40 years. You guys are dynamite. You are the future. And with the way you drive you guys have, Ben, you guys don't miss Ben Bellhorn on April 4th. He's got some cool stories and everything he's done, how to get Ohio Santas going. Then April 11th, wow, middle of April already, is talked about Jeff McMullen a little bit ago with a friend of Lauren. He also has a shed, but he also, of course, has his school, Kringle University, I believe is what it's called. And he also is going to talk about, he's had some rough health things. He's going to talk about recovery and being Santa when you're kind of down and out and hurt. He really is. And of course, he's got to tell you some stories about, I don't know how many years, 20, 30 years as a Ringling Brothers clown. So talk about an entertainer, a full round entertainer Jeff is. I haven't seen Jeff live since I was in Denver at the iBurbs meeting, and I saw him there, and man, he put on a great class there. So it's going to be dynamite on Tuesday Night Live. And that's April 11th. Man, we got March 7th, Larry Talbert, March 14th, Gina Bacon, March 21st, Lauren Jensen, March 28th, Charlie Johnson, April 4th, Ben Bellhorn, and then April 11th, Jeff McMullen. Man, don't miss him. I mean, so much talent, so much knowledge, so much fun. Wow. All I can say is wow, Bob. Man, great list to start the year, and that's just the beginning.
There'll be a party.
It's gonna be a time. I mean, it's and again, this is all free to you guys. That's what I mean. That's what blows me away. Bob and Angela and all these guys do so much work behind the scenes that you guys don't know about getting all these together. I just got I don't know if you guys read the beautiful note on Facebook the other day. We're so proud and glad that Bob did do all this and Angela do all this for us to learn and get Santas together. Really, thank you guys. Don't miss a show.
Thank you, Randy. You're a big part of what we do here. Couldn't do it the same without you. Now, real quick, go back over this. I know it's kind of confusing because we actually had Jeff coming up where Gina is and Gina where Jeff was. Gina was originally slated to come on March 14th. She got sick, still battling a little bit of ill effects from that. So we decided to push her out so she would have time to recover. And Jeff jumped into that spot. And Jeff has got something that has come up that he has to do. So I contacted Gina and said, "Are you sure that you're not feeling up to coming on the 14th?" She says, "Well, I am feeling better. So if you need me, yes." So we had to swap Gina and Jeff around. And that's why that a little bit of confusion from what we said last week. Now, then, I want to add to the bottom of this list because this is one I'm really, really, really excited. I know I say this a lot. This was a tough interview to get here. Dave Saunders. I don't know how many of you know Dave Saunders. He is a fireman. 9/11. He's going to tell us stories from that. He is also an actor, has done quite a bit of acting in his career as a professional Santa and one of Spangle's other best friends. Don't hear a lot out of him. He's kind of quiet on Facebook, but he's got some tremendous stories to tell. That will be May 16th. So we pushed out that far to pick him up. All right, Larry Talbert, the insurance, he will be covering something that he revealed last year on our show, and he talked about in Branson is there are certain things that some of these insurance programs that are out there through other organizations does not cover. And Larry, being a insurance man for life, was able to do some digging and has put together a comprehensive package just for Santa's Mrs. Clauses. So you won't want to miss that. Of course, Gina sells insurance also, and she is a placement agency for one of the top big box stores we cannot name. And let's see if there's anything else there. I think everything's good. We're good to go there. And so I'll tell you what, let's reveal today's trivia answer, Randy.
Wow. Are we ready, guys?
Ready. Ready.
Oh, ready? Ready. Okay.
Yeah, ready.
And then ready to run the tape or something. Again, the question was, in Cumberland Plateau received the highest storm total of snowfall ever in Tennessee. What city was it in? What year? And how much snowfall? And the answer is Jamestown, Tennessee. 1993 blizzard of 26 inches. 26 inches. But then again, usually an inch or two in Tennessee pretty much closes everything down. So 26 inches of snow in one snowfall for Tennessee. They had to be devastated for days. But it looks like Nathan. All right, Nathan. Got it?
Got it. Very good. Good job, Nathan. All right, Nathan, you will be receiving from Spangle now, although these come from santascloset.org. I don't know if it's showing up today or not. I've got my light turned down. I've been having some trouble with some washout. So I've had to try to tone my camera back and take a lot of the light out of it. I got a new laptop a few weeks back and just can't seem to get the settings exactly right. I don't know if it's something to do with that or what it is. All right, so that will be coming, Nathan, from Spangle in a package, but it is a gift from Santa Wade and Scarlett Kaufman up there at santascloset.org. Want to thank them so much for jumping on with us this year after the purchase of the company and staying with us. We absolutely love having these trivia questions and being able to give something away for you guys to play for. All right. Gosh, Randy, sometimes I get this magical moment. You ever have them moments?
I have moments, right? But they're called senior moments, usually for me.
Oh, yeah. I understand. Okay. We got a new segment for you today. This will be presented by Randall Santa Checker Lee, and we'll be right back after the lead in.
Hello, everybody. Hello, and welcome to Magical Moments. Yes, Magical Moments, because I've talked about before how magical Santa is. In fact, I think I said it a few moments ago early in the show. But it's surprising that some things that Santa can do. Of course, boys and girls usually ask, well, Santa, how do you fit everything into your bag so well? You get a bag and you've got hundreds and hundreds of toys. Well, things kind of compress. And I'm going to show you what we can get out of a bag. It's very, very easy to get something out of a bag, out of Santa's small bag. It can get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and just grows when it comes out of Santa's bag. So that's how Santa's bag works. His bag of toys, and everything grows. So what I want to do is I want to show you guys today how you can make one of those. A little smaller than that, because this is actually one that I purchased off the internet, but you can make one for yourself to do the same type of thing for the children, to have a magical moment with them. And it's done very, very easily, only for a few dollars. All you need, and I don't know what you guys even know what this is, but it covers your shower curtain rod. It's just a piece of plastic that you can get at Home Depot or Lowe's or Walmart or wherever, and it's about 3.5, 4 feet long. It's definitely bigger than the big one, but you can make this yourself, and all then you need is some electrical tape. So what you're going to do with the electrical tape then is you're going to put spiral all the way around. Take that electrical tape and spiral all the way around. Of course, then it's going to tape it together. So what you've got to do then is take your scissors and just snip the tape. You're going to snip the tape. So then you have a complete channel. And you'll see in a moment why it does that. So now you have a complete tube. Because what's going to happen with this is you can take and then you roll it up. And it's an odd thing to roll up, but you kind of fold it on itself and it rolls up into a little tiny tube. Little tiny tube. Again, this is just, I think these are $3, $4 at Home Depot. And of course, a roll of low electrical tape is $1.50 or something like that. So you can make one of these appearing candy canes for a couple of dollars. So it actually gets down to that small. So you can get any kind of, if you want to get looks like a Santa bag, which I usually do with a Santa bag like this. You put it down in there. It stays down in there until you want to reach in and get it. Then you reach in and get it. And then you just grab. You pretend you're grabbing something way down in there. Way down in there's a candy cane in there. Oh, there it is. There's the candy cane. There's the oh, where is it? And then you just pull the candy cane out. You pull it out, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So for about $3, $4, you can have a can. Now I took this one here and I actually made it red and green. And you can see what I'm going to show you what actually happens when it's rolled up. So this is after it's rolled up. It actually just then compresses back on itself and it comes back out in a tube. It's a cool thing. I mean, it is such a visual effect. And this one is actually, if you want to get red and green, a beautiful stripe. So for a few dollars and a few times, you can do a whole story, a whole routine on how Santa's bag can store props. And I'm going to talk about inflatable props in a few weeks too. They're actually balloons, but inflatable props. But this is something that you guys can make at home very, very easily. And if you have a concern, just give me an IM or something like that. We can talk it through. But again, Walmart, Home Depot, whatever. You buy white. It's just a shower curtain rod, some duct tape. Electrical tape, not duct tape. Spiral it, cut it, roll it, and practice it. That's the biggest thing. And practice it. That's the biggest thing, because they have a lot of strength to want to uncurl very quickly. So it just takes some practice, like anything. We have to practice our backstory. We have to practice the magic or whatever you want to do. And this is, of course, magic. But it's keeping the magic alive as Santa does to all the children. So thank you again. It's the first start of the magical moments. We're going to be doing a bunch of things every week, or something every week. We want to talk about. But thank you so much. If you have any questions about the appearing candy cane, I am me on Facebook, excuse me, and we can walk it through. Or of course, watch the YouTube video again. Thank you again, guys, for the magical moments. See you later.
Fantastic, Randy. Great job. Great job as always. You're such a showman. Okay, so jumping into some of the comments here, looks like we got the Lynn's, Melissa Lynn, and Jenny Lynn says that is one of their favorite tricks, favorite props. Santa Kevin says, great trick. Eric and Mo says, totally geeking out over here. How cool, Randy. Thanks for sharing. Ken Mazurzak, I'm not sure if I made good out of that last name there, Ken. I'm sorry. What a great prop. Jackie Chamberlain says, thank you, Randy. Bart says, well done. Ben says, that is fantastic. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Great job there. Fantastic. All right, cool new segment, man. I like it a lot. I don't mind having those kind of moments.
Better than senior moments.
most definitely. Okay. Any other comments or questions for Randy on his magical moment, his prop candy cane out of the bag trick there? So throw them in. If not, we're going to move right along to the next segment. Santa's flight checklist. All right. Santa's flight checklist is all about doing your homework up front and making sure you are well prepared. It's something that we, as Santas and Mrs. Clauses entertainers, we should always do. Now, over there on the far right-hand side of that graphic, when it was up, you can see that ambition, motivation, purpose, and initiative are all key words when you talk about doing your homework. Today, the world we live in has become a society of non-ambitious, non-motivated people with no initiative and without a purpose. Not saying this pertains to everyone living on Earth today, but we do see it more and more as time goes on. So many find it is simply easier to jump on the keys and ask, letting others that have that initiative answer their questions rather than putting in the work. Yes, looking for something the easy way. Ambition is actually defined in a strong desire to do or to achieve something, desire and determination to achieve success. And that's something I think that we should all think about as we get ready to prepare for our next gig, our next portrayal, our next big event that's coming along. Is do your work. You see so many guys on Facebook, as I mentioned, that just ask the questions instead of going over to Google or YouTube. You can find anything on Google and YouTube. They are your best friends. Do a little bit of research. Find out for yourself. Learn from that. Make it a learning moment and use it in your portrayal. That's Santa's flight checklist for today. And we want to thank you for joining in.
Very good. Very true. I mean,
Ernie says, "Can you tell the YouTube video?" I'm not sure what we mean there, Ernie. Can you clarify that a little bit better? Is that
Maybe he wondered what the address is. Maybe he's looking for the address for the YouTube video, and it usually gets posted a couple hours after the show. Usually, Angela.
Yeah. Okay. So if you're talking about the show itself, it's just as it is presented. The Bob, comma Randall AND, which is and company live preview show. That's how it's listed over on YouTube. If that's what you're pertaining to. The Bob, comma Randall and Company live preview show. You can go over and put that into your search bar on YouTube, and it'll pull up our channel and all the videos that are stationed that are categorized on there from each episode. That's what I'm trying to say.
And to
All right, Randy. Anything you want to add to the
yeah,
flight list check there on that about
and
how people have just got lazy? You might say. I mean, I don't mean to put anybody down. That
I
wasn't my
mean,
intent at all. I'm just trying to show you that just for a little bit of work, you can learn so much more yourself than asking and getting a variety of hodgepodge answers from people who aren't going to be as well informed as what you can find if you do a little bit of work yourself.
we have the world at our fingertips. Really, I mean, years ago you didn't. I mean, you had to go to the what are those books that came out once a year that told you all about what happened, or the encyclopedias, which didn't never kept up. We are anything that we learn now, we can keep up right now. So there isn't something that you can't find or to learn on your own. Sure, it's wonderful to learn from a mentor. It's wonderful to learn from everything else. And that's what Bob was talking about being have the ambition is to then check things out, get a start, then refine it or go to somebody that has the talent and the knowledge to help you along with that. Because we all know, and I've been saying this to magicians for years. There's some magicians out there that think they don't have to practice, and they think they know everything about everything. Well, we're not. We may be good performers, but doesn't mean we're good businessmen. We may be good businessmen, but doesn't mean we're good writers. We may not have great stage presence because we don't have the right balance, or there's so many things we need to learn, and it's about being Santa Mrs. Claus too. Take that ambition and Google it, YouTube it, whatever. I mean, do that first, and then get your idea because there's so many different avenues besides about what you might be looking for. Then find somebody in your group, your local organization of Santa or friends that can help you on from there, and then really, really take off with it. I think that's great, and I don't want to get political here, but I mean, we have kind of let people like, oh, you did okay, you did wonderful, mediocrity has gotten too many thumbs up. um so especially if you take the time, work at your craft, take your time to work at your smile, take your time to work at your care, man, you are going to shine and work so much more. Not just work, you're going to be appreciated by your children, by your clients, everything else. Yeah, do it, please. Great thing. And a lot of things we don't think about because we think about our backstory. We think about, I don't know, we think about, like I said, our suits. We think about our bleaching our hair, but we don't think about something like this, about that. Or we think about we're going to go to a school. But this is self-ambition and do it. Do it. Good topic, Bob. Good topic.
Great points there. Thank you. Ben says today is the deadline for discounted rooms for Tim's school in Ohio. If you plan on going to Tim's school, today is the last day if you're going to stay there. So reach out and get that taken care of. Ray says he can't swing the cash for this weekend school. Yeah, I had seen where you commented to Gordon last night, Ray. Thank you. We'll have other schools down the road somewhere. You can always make the next one. I put up while you were talking, Randy, the address, or not actually the address, but the title to this group, to this page on YouTube there. Angela, can you pull that up? Right there it is for anybody that wants to go over to YouTube and find it. Now, that kind of brings me to a point that I wanted to kind of hit real quick before we close out the show. We appreciate everyone that tunes in, week out, or if you're just a one timer, or if you catch us when you can. understand that everyone's busy and there's a lot going on. You can't always be there, but the recordings are always there on the Facebook page and our YouTube page. YouTube has some incentives, and the more you build your YouTube channel, the more likes you get, the more hits you get. That all adds up into something that working towards rewards for us as a channel. But we appreciate everyone watching on Facebook and going back and watching the replay on Facebook. But it really would benefit us even more if you went to YouTube to watch those, because those clicks, those likes, and the fact that YouTube, the more watching hours you get, the more they push your videos out as a recommended video to the public. And there is how we're going to build that channel and build new viewers and bring new Santas, Mrs. Clauses, elves, vendors, uh, seamstress into the community, which in return we will all benefit from. So if you want to watch a replay, do it, at your leisure, whenever on either channel. But it really helps us the most on YouTube. All right, Randy, you got any other questions?
No, I think that's great. Great show. Thank you. Thank you so much again, everybody, for following in. Some great insight as always. And we appreciate, like Bob says, we appreciate everybody, your comments, your questions, and everything else. We're always here for that. You can always IM or text us or do the thing on Facebook. But yeah, definitely go to YouTube, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. There's zillions and zillions of shows there. If you want to watch any of the past shows on Tuesday night also, or Monday night, they're all on there. You scroll by and said, oh, I don't remember seeing, so-and-so Santa. Boom. Watch it, click it, and then also here, click, come back by or invite other friends to all the Facebook Live things we do. So don't mean to beg, but man, the more we know, the bigger we can make the show, and that's fantastic. And because of you guys, we can do that. Thank you. Thank you so much.
For sure. And both these shows are tied at the hip. Randy is a fantastic host, co-host with me on Mondays. I couldn't have done any better. I mean, he absolutely fits in here and creates and helps put so much into what Monday is now, opposed to where we were just a year ago. Speaking, going back to the first year, it was a slow start. As I mentioned in that long post that I put up about our YouTube channel, you're going to make mistakes. Things are going to happen on live broadcast. You just got to learn and move along with them. Our audience was slow to come in at first. We've been building a steady audience. And what I'm getting around to is this last week's Eric and Moesha Tuesday Night Live show, the most watched show we've had in 3 years, 2 years plus this season. As of yesterday, I haven't checked it today. We had just on Facebook alone 530 hits, views, which is getting on up there, and we're bringing in new folks. Jessica Rosa has taken on helping promote. She's bringing in new people. Everyone else is sharing and talking about the show. That's bringing in new people, and we just want you to know we appreciate everything everyone does. Real quick, looks like Jenny Lynn says, thank you, Angela, for your hard work and devotion. Real quick, my daughter, Angela, has taken on a 2-week job. It's only 2 weeks, so she's not going to be gone long. But 2 weeks, she's going to be the set manager for the Easter Bunny set at my mall for Cherry Hill. So she's going to step aside for 2 weeks. And we have nobody else that can do that job up until my wife has decided she'll come in and fill in for Angela. So the last couple of weeks, she's been sitting over here with Angie trying to learn how to do what Angie does. So just to let everyone know, that's kind of what's going on behind the scenes there with the show. All right, Charlie, thank you, sir. Thank you for everything, and thank you for sending your stuff to me. You and Ben have already sent stuff to me for the show coming up, and I was busy working on this week's show, but I'll get on you guys' stuff this next week. Eric and Moesha, thank you for last week. Jenny Lynn, thank you for everything you do. Everyone who joined in, thank you so much. We love you. Good to have you. Randy, thank you so much, brother.
Thank you, guys. Everybody, stay safe, stay healthy, and most of all, always stay magical. Thank you, guys, again.
That's right.
Thank you so much, Bob. Thanks, Angela.
See you
See
tomorrow
later,
night on
guys.
Tuesday night. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Done.
Done?
Done. Yeah, sorry.
You were still talking. I talked on top of you. I just want to say catch us tomorrow night on Tuesday Night Live with Larry Talbot. It's going to be a great show, and we'll see you back here on Monday.